Friday night took care of my weekday blues. I woke up, had breakfast, and read the news. I'm feeling relaxed, refreshed, and renewed. But I feel like there's something I'm forgetting to do.
Hey, Toby, the show's about to start.
Oh yeah, it's a Saturday show. 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 It's a Saturday show.
Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to The Saturday Show, AADL.TV's one and only Saturday morning kids variety show. We have a variety of segments for you. We've got things like outdoor adventures, cooking, nature, science, art, riddles, jokes, games, and much, much more. My name is Toby, and I'll be your host. And joining me are a couple of friends of mine. First off, my friend Otto. Would you like to say hello to everybody, Otto?
Hello there.
Otto, I understand you had a very long journey to get here. Would you like to tell the folks about it?
Sure, but I think I'd like to do it with a song.
Well, I don't know if we've got time for that.
DJ Marsupial, kick that beat.
I was dropped in a box down in Kentucky. The scenery there is oh so lovely. Thoroughbred horses with manes like silk. And if you're thirsty, the state beverage is milk. That's true, you know. Then I found myself in Cincinnati. I had traveled for days, I was feeling crabby. I ordered up food to get me ready, but they served me my chili on top of spaghetti. It's not for everyone. I made it to Detroit, but my trip wasn't through. Michigan is pretty, Indiana is too. I headed out south down US 24 and ended up at the Indiana State House door. What would you go to Indiana for? In Indy, I only had one task. I swam up the White River, ended up at the track. My time at the Brickyard was a real blast. I hopped in a race car and went real fast.
And then I came back here to do the show with you.
So you drove all the way to Indianapolis just to drive a race car?
I'm a turtle, Toby. We don't always have opportunities to go fast.
Well, fair enough. Anything else you'd like to tell the folks?
Yep, my name is Otto Turtle. I love geography, history, music, and I'm really excited to be here with you all.
Well, we here at the Saturday Show have a lot of really cool things planned for everybody, and we hope you enjoy everything. And as a matter of fact, it seems like my friend Christopher and Kashi, they found something pretty cool. So let's check out what they've got.
Hey, Christopher.
Hey, Kashi, how you doing?
What are you up to?
Well, look what I found by the side of the road.
What is it?
Well, it's a Lexi Mark I word robot.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing?
What does it do?
Well, if I can only get this rascal to work, it should spit out a word of the day.
Oh, what are you trying to do to it?
Well, I've got to get the thronobulator adjusted back here.
Oh.
And I think I've almost got it.
Hey, can I try?
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, how about this? Does this help?
Easy, Kashi.
Oh.
I'm not sure if you want to use a hammer on a robot.
Oh, okay.
Here,
well.
try to adjust the thronobulator from back there, okay?
Oh, all right.
Good job.
Hey, I see something back here. Let me go look.
Here, what's back there?
What's that?
Well, that's not supposed to be in there. What else is back there?
My head just went in. What? Wait, what?
Well, that's not supposed to be in there either.
And
An apple?
oh my goodness.
Well, Kashi, I think we're just about ready to try it. Do you want to?
Hey, I noticed there's a button here.
Yeah, why don't you hit the button and see if we can get it to go on?
Oh, okay. Are you ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay.
Wow! Amazing. And
Now
I think it's spitting out the first word of the day.
Oh my goodness. Really?
Wow, Kashi, I think it's done printing.
Oh, let me get it. What does it say?
Wow, look what it says.
What?
It says friends.
Oh, I love friends.
So do I.
Because we're friends.
And I'm so happy to have you as a friend, Kashi.
I love it.
Well, join us next time for the next word of the day.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm really good. Christopher and Kashi found Lexi. That's a great way to start the day, don't you think, Otto? I think it is. Well, that's good. The word of the day is friends, and I know what that means. But Otto, do you think you could share the definition with everyone else?
I can. Friend, noun. 1. A person who has a strong liking for and trust in another.
Okay.
2. A person who is not an enemy.
Oh, like, are you a friend or a foe?
3. A person who aids or favors something.
Oh, that's why they call them the Friends of the Library. Very cool. Thank you, Otto. Well, the cool thing about the word of the day is we're going to give you a little bit of a riddle, I guess you could call it, in order for you to earn some extra summer game points. So, this is how it's going to work. I am going to give you a clue, and you've got to find a word, and that word will be your summer game code that you can enter in at play.aadl.org for your summer game points. And it's a big one, folks. This one is worth 500 points. Are you guys ready? Okay, so what I need is for you to find a word that means friend, but is also a type of bait used by fishermen. I need you to find a word that means friend, but is also a type of bait used by fishermen. So, when you find that, you can go ahead and go to play.aadl.org and enter it as your summer game code for 500 big points. Very, very exciting. Okay, well, I'm really glad that the word of the day is friends, because I've got my friend Otto here, and I also have lots of friends that are going to show us some pretty cool stuff. So first up is my friend Elizabeth. She's outside in her yard. Let's see what she's up to.
Hi guys! You've probably seen lots of beautiful flowers starting to bloom in your neighborhood or in your backyard since it's springtime. And I've been eagerly awaiting some of the flowers that I love to see growing. But when I went out in my backyard last week, I was so surprised to see a flower that I've never seen there before. And that is a grape hyacinth. These cute little guys are bluish purple in color, and you can see that they kind of look like grapes dangling from the top of the flower. In other parts of the country, they're sometimes called bluebells or bluebonnets, but the official name is the grape hyacinth. Some people even make syrups and jams out of them, although I'm not exactly sure if you're supposed to eat them, so I wouldn't recommend that. But this beautiful patch of flowers popped up in my yard, and I have been enjoying them so much. What can you find in your yard?
Very, very cool. I've got some tulips growing myself, and I also planted radishes. Yummy. Do you like radishes, Otto?
Yeah.
Well, up next, we have a very cool segment from my friend Pat. This is a little bit of a game show called What Is It? Pat is going to show you an object, describe it to you, and then you'll get a chance to guess. We'll show you the answer later in the show. So, Pat, take it away.
Hello, welcome to What Could It Be? Today I have this item. stainless steel. There's a little wheel here that you can see that spins if you turn this. This has a sharp edge. This is smooth. The whole thing is about 6 inches long. Easy to hold with this hand and use with this hand. What could it be?
Hi everyone, it's Lauren. Let's take a draw break. You'll need a pencil and a piece of paper. Okay, first, you'll want to fold your piece of paper in half. Hamburger style, like this. Then choose a side and draw a panel around it, like this. Or this. Great. Make sure that your paper is set against a hard surface of some kind, a tabletop or a clipboard, and you're ready to draw with me. Now I'll be using a marker because it shows up more clearly on the screen, but I recommend you stick with your pencil. Alright. Toward the top of your panel, I want you to draw 2 dots. Make them fairly far apart along an imaginary horizontal line. Like that. Next, you're going to draw a top arch and a bottom arch to connect the 2 dots, like this. Great, you've just drawn a nice little oval. Next, you're going to draw 2 vertical lines on either side of your oval, moving down. Mine aren't very straight here. Do your best and take your time. Next, you're going to connect these 2 vertical lines at the bottom with another bottom arch. Don't draw a straight line, not a horizontal line, but a bottom arch. Make it curvy. Great. You just created a nice 3-dimensional shape. Do you know what it's called? That's right, a cylinder. Okay. Right now our cylinder is just floating in space. Let's anchor it onto the ground by drawing a horizon line in the background. See how the cylinder is overlapping with that horizontal line, that horizon line? Now it's looking a little more 3D. What else can we do to make it more 3D? Well, maybe some shadows, right? Okay, so let's put some shadows on the bottom of our cylinder to anchor it still to the earth. Still more. Good. And let's draw some shadows on the sides of the can. Draw these shadows in a curvy way, because remember, this can curves. The front part is here, and the back part, the sides, are toward the back, so that they're curving around. Draw some curvy lines, maybe like this, on either side, or both sides, like I did here. Great. So that's starting to look very 3-dimensional, which is what we want. Here's where it gets interesting though. Let's go back up to that oval and add some details. In this case, I want to add some ripply lines that mimic that top and bottom arch. They don't have to be perfect. Something ripply, something like that. Have you figured out what we've drawn now? It's not just a simple cylinder anymore, it's a nice can. And here's where it gets really interesting. Now, I don't have a right or wrong way to teach you how to decorate your can. That's going to be up to you. But I can show you some things that I've drawn already to decorate my can. In this case, I'm just going to decorate the can with a label that's in my pantry already, and it might be in yours too. Yeah, beans. Maybe I can draw somebody in the background looking hungrily at this can of beans. If there's space, you might even draw that person saying something about the can. This is up to you. Remember, I'm not guiding you anymore. These details are up to you. But if you have space, why not fill a speech balloon full of something? See what my person's saying? Yay! Because he really loves beans. Now you could go in a different direction and fill the can with something that doesn't usually belong in a can. Whatever you do, make sure you add a lot of color. Now cans are pretty simple to draw, so with some practice, you'll be able to fit many inside one single panel, like I've done here. I have 2 rows of cans. This is a very well-stocked pantry. Thanks for taking a draw break with me.
Thanks, Lauren. I just love that little can. Well, next up we have my friend Ellie, who's going to sing a song for us. Why don't we all watch?
Hi everybody, my name is Ellie. I work at the Ann Arbor District Library, and I have been spending a lot of time practicing my ukulele here, and also a lot of time, looking out my window. So I decided what better thing to do than merge those 2 things together and learn a song about looking out your window. This song is called Rainbow Around Me, and it's all about all the different colors you see when you look outside. And if you know it, I would love it if you sang along from home. And if you don't know it, then by the end of the song, you probably will know it because it's super repetitive. Ready? When I look outside my window, there's a world of color I see. Fiddly-dee outside my window, there's a world of color I see. Oh, rainbow, rainbow, rainbow around me. Oh, rainbow, rainbow, rainbow around me. Well, the sky outside my window is as blue can be. Fiddly-dee outside my window is as blue can be. Oh, rainbow, rainbow, rainbow around me. Oh, rainbow, rainbow, rainbow around me. For our last verse, let's talk about outside. Well, the grass outside my window is as green can be. Fiddly-dee outside my window is as green can be. Oh, rainbow, rainbow, rainbow around me. Oh, rainbow, rainbow, rainbow around me. Oh, rainbow, rainbow, rainbow around me. There you go. And that is Rainbow Around Me. The thing that I like about this song is it can just keep going for as long as you want. You just keep adding colors. You could say the flowers outside my window are as yellow can be. Fiddly-dee. Or the, clouds, whatever. Butterflies, other stuff that you see outside, cars, anything. Thank you so much for watching and for listening and singing if you sang along, and I'll see you guys later.
So you wondered, what could it be? This is an Aloe Company ring cutter. The way that it works, open it up. The doctor or nurse would slide this under the ring that's stuck on your finger because for some reason it's too small and you can't get it off yourself. You put the cutter next to the metal and then spin this to cut. This is a ring cutter.
Heidi here, and I have a quick craft for you that's fun for the outside. It's called Sidewalk paint. So all you need is some cornstarch and water, food coloring, or maybe just some watercolor paint if you have the kind that's in the tube.
That there was my friend Heidi. Boy, that sidewalk paint project looks really, really cool.
Yeah, I wonder if I can use that to paint racing stripes on my bike.
Well, Otto, I did eat breakfast, but all this excitement has got me a little bit hungry again. And lucky for us, my friend Elizabeth is back. She's inside her house in the kitchen, and she's got a really cool recipe that she's going to share with us, and we can all make it home for lunch.
Hey, everybody. Today we are going to make a quick and easy lunch that you might be able to make for yourself, and that is nachos. Here is what you'll need. A plate, some chips. I have blue corn chips. You could use any kind of tortilla chips. Some cheese and toppings. That can be whatever you want. Today I've chosen black beans, tomatoes, and green onions. So first, what you'll do is take some chips and put them on the plate. And you'll want to spread them out so that there's just a layer of chips, not too many on top of each other. Perfect. Then you'll take the cheese and sprinkle it on the chips. And with nachos, you definitely want to use a lot of cheese because cheese is so good. Now, you can use whatever toppings you want. Maybe you want to add some meat if you eat meat. Maybe you like some other things like jalapeno peppers or other peppers. Maybe you want to add olives. You can pretty much add whatever you want to your nachos. Then you'll want to have rinsed and drained the can of black beans. An adult might have to help you with this part. And of course you will have washed your hands before you started. And then you can sprinkle black beans and other toppings onto the nachos. An adult might also have to help you slice up some toppings if you use things like I used. I sliced up my tomatoes so that they're in half. And I'm going to take those and the green onions, and I'm going to sprinkle those on top of my nachos. You want to make sure that everything is kind of spread out so that you don't have one chip with all the toppings on it. And then, if you're like me and you love cheese, you might want to add a little bit more cheese to the very top. And then you have a beautiful plate of nachos. Now, I usually put mine in the microwave for about 1 minute to 2 minutes to heat them up and get the cheese all melty. If you know how to use a microwave, you can do that by yourself or get an adult to help you. And then you have a delicious lunch or snack or dinner or even breakfast. You can eat nachos any time of day.
That looks great, Elizabeth, doesn't it, Otto? And remember, if you go to aadl.org/The Saturday Show, you'll be able to find Elizabeth's nacho recipe there, among some other cool stuff.
Add whatever you want, like strawberries, Earthworms, leaf lettuce, crickets sound so good.
I think I'll pass on your nachos, Otto.
Well, more for me.
Well, I have one more friend that I'd like to introduce you to. My friend Amanda is here, and she's got a really cool craft that she's going to show you. So, the floor is yours, Amanda.
Hi everybody, welcome to Quick Crafts. My name is Amanda and today's quick craft is pom-pom critters. We will make little pom-poms, and this one I made and I put little feet and little eyes on him. This one's a hairy monster with big eyes I made out of paper. And this is just a teeny tiny little red one I thought was cute. For today's crafts, to make pom-pom critters, you will need yarn. And if you don't have yarn at home, you can also use string or ribbon, something you can wrap around your fingers. You'll also need some scissors to cut the yarn. You'll need some glue to glue it all together at the end. Any kind of glue, Elmer's glue, tacky glue. You can even use glue stick if you need it. I also have some paper and pencils and markers to do some drawing if I want to draw eyes or feet at the end. You can also use a fork to make a pom-pom. Here's a regular dinner fork and here's a big serving fork. If you have a fork and want to try making pom-poms with forks at home, you totally can. They work really well. But for today's pom-poms, I will be using 2 fingers to make pom-poms. Okay, are you ready to make a pom? All right, first thing first is to choose a yarn color, or if you're using ribbon or string. And I'm going to use my scissors and cut a piece of yarn about 5 inches long. It doesn't matter, not too long, not too short. About 5 or 6 inches will do. And then what I'm going to do is lay it on my table that's in front of me. And now I'm ready to make my pom. Now I am right-handed, so I'm going to use my right hand to wrap, and then my left hand I don't use at all. So I'm going to use that for my 2 fingers, and then I'm going to get the yarn and wrap around it my fingers. So I chose my green yarn. I'm going to hold my 2 fingers apart, and I'm going to wrap the yarn. When I first start, I have to kind of hold that yarn down on the bottom, and then I just start wrapping. Keep your fingers apart. Now when you wrap, you don't want to wrap it too tight or it will hurt your fingers. You just keep wrapping and wrapping as slow or fast as you want. And you kind of want to wrap around the same spot. I don't want to do one over here or over here. You just want to keep it around the same area. And the more yarn you wrap around your fingers, the thicker and fuller and bigger your yarn pom-pom will be. I'm just going to keep wrapping and wrapping and wrapping. See how that's going so far? You just keep wrapping and wrapping and wrapping and wrapping and wrapping. And I'm going to stop, and I'm going to use my scissors to cut the dangling piece of yarn. And now I have yarn wrapped around my fingers. This is where the piece of yarn you already cut on the table comes in handy. You will take your 2 fingers. You're going to gently slide the yarn off your fingers. But you don't want to bunch it up. You want to keep it twisted around like that. And then you will carefully place it right in the middle of the piece of yarn you have laid on the table. And then you pick up the 2 ends of the yarn and you are going to bring it up into the middle and cinch it really tight. You're going to make kind of like a skinny waist in the middle of it. See that? And once you pull it nice and tight, you can use your fingers, or if you have somebody else in the house with you, you can use their fingers while you tie that knot. And once you tie that knot in the middle, you've got a flat little pancake. I call it a pancake because it looks like a little pancake of yarn. But it's got these loops. We don't want those loops for our pom. What we'll do is we'll get our scissors and we will cut into the middle of those loops so that those loops will pop open like that. Just keep going till all the loops are cut in half so they're all open. You can kind of see the top is popped open and the bottom's not. And then what I'll do is I'll do the other side. Keep cutting. Watch your fingers as you cut. Make sure all those loops are cut open. Or if you want to keep the top loops there and the bottom loops shaggy, you can make however you want. And then after I cut all my loops open, I kind of smush it up so I can't see that piece of yarn in the middle, and I've got a hairy, funny looking thing. Now, if you don't like these long ones hanging out on the edges, you can trim those. I call it giving a pom-pom a haircut. You can give it a little bit of a haircut, trim it up to make it smaller or more even if you want. You smush it up, and then there I have me a big hairy pom-pom. And then what I did was I took a piece of paper and I drew some feet and I drew some eyes, and then I used my scissors
and I cut them out, and then I got out my Elmer's glue, and I glued googly eyes right onto that pom-pom, and now I've got a silly hairy monster. If you want feet, you can also cut out feet. Here's the little feet I glued on the bottom. There they are. And you can make a bunch of these little friends. Different colors, different sizes. You can add arms to them if you want. You could add heads. You can add any kinds of shapes, wings. You can make any kind of animals you want. If you want, you can also take a couple of pom-poms you made and glue them together to make a ginormous pom-pom. That might be kind of cool. And that, my friends, is how we make a pom-pom critter. And that is today's quick craft.
Well, that's our show, folks. Thanks for watching the Saturday show. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you tune in next Saturday, we'll have another episode. We'll have even more friends. We'll have even more fun stuff to do. And again, thanks for watching.
Bye!
Bye!